This matchup mid is not great for Nisha once there's a couple of levels on DK. Even level 1, you can see it's really tough. You're only really favored if you've got Grave Chill active, and it's a lot of mana level 1. That's a dead end.
Yeah, the Burrow Strike into the arrow. That is just a classic Dota combination right there. A kill combo.
He'd just kind of be hiding out in the woods anyway. Better let Matu do what he can by himself.
Yeah, maybe he can come back in when Furion has a serious level advantage. Maybe he's like level 4 or something. Then it'll feel a little bit better. They're going to go on to Shad now. Shad actually takes the time to go for the deny here, but it looks like he's going to die and have to TP back into lane. So things not going so hot for VIKINGG right now.
It's so good to pressure these opposing melee heroes. Sandstorm would just shove lane. You have a tri-lane. You want to be getting kills, not just pushing under tower.
Speaking of pushing under tower, an advantage. Okay, gonna be able to stop that TP here. Matumbaman calling for help here, but Aramis is doing so much damage. Puppey, he's here. Maybe they can get the deny. Turns around, denies him. Nicely done by Puppey. Taking that huge amount of damage, and with these blocks in the treants, almost killed Aramis as well, but he snuck out from underneath them.
And Yapster's always been a big fan. In fact, it eliminated me from the TI6 wildcard upper bracket playing Mirana twice. He's always been a fan. That was a long time ago. Wow. Aramis?
Stuck inside the trees here.
The blocks.
Just being perfectly body blocked by Matumbaman. Hey Kyle, do you know if there are no trees?
Venom ET, it takes a long time to kill somebody, and a tree is hitting you in the face for like 125 a smack as you attempt to do so. It's just not a feasible proposition.
Miss Burrow Strike a little bit too slow for that, Zai, but Nisha's going to come in, and they're going to see if they can get some kills. Matumbaman's going to join in on the process. They're going to go for kills and then go for the tower immediately afterwards. Shad's going to actually pop his ultimate here, see if he can get away and maybe jump to the mid lane where they were trying to dive Puppey's Treant Protector.
And that's the threat of this Visage Furion. When you come online, Bird's active, Matumbaman ready to TP, so they can immediately connect, find a kill, and then boom, Zai teleports top. Matu can now play bottom. He's still ready to come in if needed.
Stun onto the Visage, but Puppey. Aramis coming in from the side here. Shad's around, but what's a Spectre going to be doing at 9.5 minutes in? Not really much of a threat. Aramis trying to do it all by himself, and to no surprise, the Visage is more than tanky enough to be able to deal with this. They do get the mid tower, though.
So that also means if it's hitting trees and let's say a Timber Saw or the Furion Summon would destroy them, it still gets the tree bonus damage.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. Secret right now is putting on a clinic. 4K ahead, 7 kills, but it feels like they're just in total control of the game thus far.
Deny! Oh, the Celery is actually the one to get the kill there.
And you're trying to buy time, because in theory your draft will have the late game advantage, but that's only if you can keep up in net worth. It's tough to do that when your cores simply don't farm nearly as fast.
A smoke move. This would be a really big kill if they can get it. Slow him down. Long enough for the stomp to be able to land. Look at those Treant's body blocks, though. Boom is having a hard time getting around it. And now they're actually going to be able to turn things around. With the Moonlight Shadow, Zai's going to be able to get nice and close before he pounces with that Burrow Strike. The arrow slides on by. Aramis was able to dodge it, but he had to go back into Matumbaman's range, and he's going to cop a lot of damage for it, and very likely go down anyway, as he doesn't really have anywhere else to juke. He goes for the stomp, but he gets hit by the Wrath of Nature, revealed by the Sprout, and brought down before the stomp could land.
It's clinical. You know, Puppey's still planting himself top, just spamming armor on the tower, his teammates, queuing every wave, and Matumbaman's here with Drums Up.
They really do have like two of the best answers against Venomancer, right? A ranged core that deals really well with it in lane, and a support that can protect that tower against Venomancer's constant intrusions. And now the mid lane, boom, goes down to Zai's Epicenter with the Veil.
Indeed. We see it with Terrorblade as a counter to the Veno. Visage is the same deal, just so much raw physical damage. These wards die immediately. Aramis.
Is the arrow going to be there in time? Nature's Path goes and tries to slow down Aramis. They're still going to be able to get this kill. Toby actually gets a pretty decent Nova, but there's no follow-up damage off of it. Boom's here, and he's in dragon form too, but he does not feel good about this fight at all because everybody from Secret is able to show up in a moment's notice.
And I love this. Look, I mean, Veil into Pipe. That's the thing I love about Secret, and what I think they just do better than almost other teams, if not all other teams, is their item decisions. It always just makes sense.
Arrow slides in, hits Toby. They're going to be able to finish him off pretty easily. Now, Zai gets a little bit low, but anybody who sticks around and tries to go for that kill is going to be caught by the Visage. Double kill for Yapstor. And Aramis, fortunately, his movement speed from the Tranquil Boots gets him away from Puppey here.
More minions for Nisha, double drums because that item is sick, and then Veil Pipe on Zai. Less team fight than I expected, but ultimately they're so far ahead, I think it's just fine. And they can always go back
look
for
at
it.
this. They're going to finish up Roshan and get the Moonlight Shadow initiation. So not only do they get that Aegis, but they're going to get some free kills for it too, as Boom, he's got to get out of here. Matama Man, his physical damage build isn't the greatest, but it looks like, what was that, an arrow?
Yeah.
Nice. Catches Toby, so they get two. These sort of minion heroes that are able to push into towers and take early objectives. How highly do you rate being able to get that fast tier 2 tower?
I think you want to do it before 20 minutes whenever possible, just because of the outpost. Less about the XP boost. You get more denying it from the enemy supports. And poor Celery.
Yeah. Nope.
No.
And a high ground miss. That'll allow him to survive, but Shad, he's getting quite low here as he tries to dive past the tier 3 tower. Puppey with a really good overgrowth, catching multiple heroes, and boom, he is outside of his base and he can't run through. Nisha's actually going to be a little bit low until now. He's bailed out by Zai and everything's fine. Secret are all mostly healthy unless Boom actually blinks back in and finishes him off. Managed to get the kill on Nisha, gets a second kill on the Dream Protector as well. Okay, 3 kills in total now, making a 4. Zai's going to go down, and Shad, he's going to clean up on this. Matama Man, he loses the Aegis. They're going to surround him, and he'll probably die too.
Sick.
How did that just break down?
Was that just a buyback on the Ench?
That was not very much buybacks from VIKINGG. No, it used to be just the prolonged Burrow Strike, and then they added in the Caustic Finale. Pretty sure.
I'll trust you. They're hunting. Spectre Haunt is prepared.
Boom leading the way. Blinks in. Immediately gets the stun onto the Visage, and here comes Shad. They're going to try and blow up Nisha as quick as possible. The Stomp is going to be able to stop these familiars from getting out the damage. The Earth Splitter, it's going to land on Nisha as well, pulling him back in. The Moonlight Shadow, it actually allows him to dodge the Dragon Tail. Where was the counter detection? Shad, stuck inside the trees, will be able to dagger his way out here as Zai actually turned around and put the clumsy net onto the Spectre for a second, but Spectre did manage to get out. A last-second Nova is probably going to make it so Secret don't feel good about pursuing here.
And Puppey was right there to tree armor him as he got jumped on. Plus, early BKB by DK, you're just going to get rooted through it as we witnessed. You're not killing Nisha. You can take out Zai and Yap, so those have got to be your opening targets.
No, that dagger. I don't think it was where he wanted it to be. He got stuck in the trees as a result. Now, Boom, he doesn't have a way to cut down the trees. Quelling Blade's still in his backpack, and as he gets revealed, he'll die as well. And all of a sudden, the game, it was looking all right for VIKINGG for a while. Then back-to-back core deaths, and Secret are able to siege the high ground just like they were doing 5 minutes ago. Yeah, the sad part for VIKINGG is when you're down by this much net worth, it means you're afforded very, very few mistakes. You lose one team fight, especially against a Visage lineup. Crimson Guard doing what it can to prolong the life of this tier 3 tower, but eventually it does go down, and Secret will take the opportunity to retreat and not lose a potential team fight.
All about area control. If you want to team fight Secret, you're going to have to do it on their terms, and it's just so tough to catch them off guard here because Viking are forced to telegraph their moves. This
dragon form, it's going to be wasted unless Secret actually choose to engage Burrow Strike into the air. Nice chain stun there. Spectre's going to pop the ultimate. Yapster taking a lot of damage in that back line, but immediately the birds triple drop onto the Spectre, and all of his offense gets stalled. Now Zai's going to go back in with that epicenter. Boom's trying to help him out with Matama Man right now. The Glimmer Cape goes out on the Spectre. They actually don't have detection, but he'll be revealed eventually, especially with the overgrowth. A drop of a sentry. Zai comes through. Nice 2-man Burrow Strike on the 2 supports, and they get popped.
And that's what I love. Look at Secret's HPs, right? Almost everybody faded to about 50% there.
Yeah.
GG's come out, and I love Machi's position. He just stands there between the Spectre and the rest of his team. And yeah, you Venom ults him, DK shows up, but he just BKBs. Like, they're just too far ahead at this point.
Omni, eh? That's in.
It's not the. I think they're going to be playing Omni Ember. You know, like Ember is going to be the primary utilizer of the Heavenly Grace, at least in the mid game.
No, Secret really. Zai loves this off-lane bottle. I don't see many offlaners picking it up, but it's 2 games in a row now.
Yeah, I've seen it, and I was like, okay, I'll try it out myself, and I just feel like I never get enough use out of it. So I have to imagine that's just one of those things where team synergy-wise, they just give him a lot more opportunities to refill. And a bit of trouble here for Toby, though the Flame Guard burned away. So he's got the Reaper sight, but Shackle Shot comes through, and wow, that was enough.
Probably just asking you, just, you know, give me a ranged hero with a good set. Gotta have the skin upgrades, and buy MKB.
Same kind of archetypes everywhere. Zai is going to be playing, you know, who's the offlane DK at some point in time. Underlords, Omni Knights, you know. He's going to be that big tanky boy that draws a lot of attention. Yeah. Probably get some team fight itemization in there.
The big thing for Secret, oh, hang on. No point in silence.
Yeah, and that does mean that Matamba Man, okay, if we can get a shackle somewhere in here, they can't even do enough damage. Jeez. Yeah, he's got so much armor, and this is a physical armor combo. He tries to get off a couple of arrows there to finish off one of these 2 heroes, but in turn, the 2 strength heroes are the ones that are too tanky to go down.
And 4-1, the score, a slight lead for Secret.
Zai doesn't want to be sticking around in this lane against Shads, knowing that he's got Chronosphere up. And the Chronosphere is going to be used here. See if they actually get the kill. Looks like he's probably going to have a chance to get up Purification, but it's still going to be chased down by the Spirit Breaker. Aramis.
No bashes.
Hoping for a high 5. No bashes from anybody right now, but there goes the Shockwave from Boom to take the kill. Meanwhile, though, top lane, they managed to get the kill on Toby.
Zai's net worth being rapidly encroached upon by his 4-position Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
No surprise there. Level 6 available on Puppy, so why not push this mid tower?
They're going to go for the dive back on a Boom. Boom actually getting the skewer on Nisha into the tier 2 where Aramis is there to connect with the charge, but there's too much heal coming out from Zai. They're going to have a hard time finishing off any of these heroes with Zai around. Like, how can anybody get low enough to get a Reaper Scythe in the first place? And Toby's going to find himself overextended here. So the rest of his team is not here to join and protect in defending this tier 1. You know, having watched Zai do this in several different patches now and with several different heroes, I know it's not this simple, but I would almost be tempted to always ignore Zai. Because he's so effective at just being able to bait out like really big rotations for a minor kill. Aramis, he does go down. Toby going to be in some trouble as the relocate going out from Celery is actually going to cut the tether and instead use it to bring Toby back to the fountain. Oh no, he's going to have to use the Chronosphere to be able to survive through this, but he didn't grab Nisha in the process. He's able to kind of loop through, time walk away, but Puppy, he could drop the Golem if he wants to. Nisha wants him to as he dives in, hits it with the Purification, the Golem follow-up. Celery comes back in from the relocate. The tether save, is it going to be enough to bail Shad out? He's only got 2 levels of the time walk, so he's got to cut his way through these trees. And there's Matamba Man, able to block off his exit with those frosty arrows. And not being able to play this draft, the execution they're hoping for means they are looking like just a bit lost now at this point. As Secret is just going to kind of run back and forth between lanes and find kills here. Still got Ghost Shroud up. Toby can start dodging some damage, but he doesn't get it off before the Shackle
There's just no spells. You don't have Chrono, so Shad isn't a Dota hero. He has a Midas.
Do you feel like there was a hero that could have served VIKINGG a little bit better? Because it feels like as soon as they're kind of behind, they just run out of damage. We talked about the damage problems from game 1 as well.
Hard to say.
Oh, okay, they're going to be able to get on top of Matamba Man here. There is going to be saving grace from Zai. He's got Divine plus a little bit more heals. Aramis is in trouble as Yapzor is going to be able to run down underneath the tier 2. Relocate back out as Silence on top of the shackles. Shad's going to be low. Yapzor misses out on the shot there that would have finished him off, and Shad is able to get away. Boom. Not quite so lucky, though. Toby actually made the skewer back in. The Reaper Scythe underneath tier 2. Nice combo from VIKINGG that allows them to finally bare their teeth and bite back against Secret, who is kind of running them over. I feel like it's going to be a bit of deja vu to game 1, where we're going to see VIKINGG, like pretty soon their lineup's going to show like, oh, we can really win some team fights, and then Secret's just going to hit their like second timing and kind of run things over.
The thing that was unfortunate is that Zai's GA, it saves his Drow, but they weren't able to actually deal damage during
Zai gets Skewer back in, but that is just a beautiful Golem plus Fatal Bonds combination. They all got to run away, but the damage is going to come in from Nisha. Already takes out the IO, and the Fatal Bonds will make sure that Boom does a fair amount of damage to Aramis as well, who gets sniped out by the Shackles power shot combo. Viking GG, they kind of had to play the bottom half of the map, because what if their outpost gets taken away? You know, they're just sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place.
And they're just trying to economic warfare, rather, waged against Viking here. They're going to know Magus here, and Yapzor, hello.
Pretty big kill. Aramis is actually going to hum in here. TP out, that's not going to be good enough. The multi-shot will bring down Boom, and they do have another shackle shot to Aramis. That makes it a double kill for Matumba Man, and Nisha, with his solo double damage, was able to really threaten Toby.
Yeah, and if they can get to a point where they're ahead, if Viking are ahead, they can just dominate map control. The trouble is they've been on the back foot this whole time, so it's Secret constantly sweeping around. They get a little bit of a lead, and suddenly it's the Drow and the Wind Ranger afraid for their lives if they show on vision, because they might just be charged reload on.
Toby, he's got a Lotus Orb, so he can quickly remove the shackles, but he's going to be caught by the shackle shot. Yapzor.
Yep. It's got to be Shad doing that.
Aramis is going to go for the pickoff here on a puppy, and they should be able to get this rather quickly.
If he got that Golem Fatal off, could have been real spooky.
Aramis, oh, such long-range damage, but fortunately Celery's there. Hang in there, buddy. 6-21, just trying to draw things out and wait for a mistake from Secret while trying not to bleed too many heroes. And Yapzor, he goes for a kill onto Aramis, but they've immediately relocated onto him. They're gonna be able to get this kill. They're gonna punish Yapzor for that kind of play, trying to do it solo too. That is a wicked 6 streak and the extra death timer on him.
Really well played by Puppy, though, to get the upheaval in the choke point. You can see Viking just can't collapse through that area. This is a really tough place for them to fight if they don't open on Puppy.
They smoke, another blind jump in. Roshan is low, but Secret are making sure they don't overly commit. And Shad, he may actually try and force it. Roshan a bit low. Shad getting bashed up by Roshan. At the same time, they found their initiation out of Yapzor. That's a pretty good kill, but he got off the wind run first, so they're going to have to blow everything they can to hope to be able to kill him, and they should bring him down. Staying back inside the Roshan pit. Rosh goes outside of the pit. The Chronosphere goes out. He uses it to try and force down Rosh. Can he still get the Aegis? Oh, they missed the kill, but they get the Aegis. That's the important part. Now Shad has that extra life, but he's going to abandon the rest of his team because he looks at this and says, this is a terrible situation. I've used my Chronosphere. Let's just try and get away with the spoils of war. Sadly, Toby and the rest of the supports are not going to be able to have the same mobility options as our Void.
Oh, but and it also they used all the spells, Cap.
Yeah. No.
Mana pot. Deceiving.
A little mana potion. And a lot of long ranges. They have the telescope as well. So this Drone Ranger, and from very far away, boom. It was given the cheese from the Void, but it may not matter. The BKB going off, gets the skewer back, but Nisha and Yapzor combined together, their damage is just immense. A charge through onto the Drone Ranger. Shad is gonna go for it here without the Chronosphere. He's looking for some kills, but look at him, he's just being kited around constantly. Time walking off the damage over and over again. Celery's gonna try and bail him out here, see if they can keep that Aegis alive. They will not. But if they can kill Nisha here, it would be massive. Skewer back in. He's self-fueled Scepter. He's got a Remnant coming up in a second, but his silence goes out. The Reaper's Scythe, and he's down, dead in the grave, and dead for 2 minutes too. At that, Team Secret, a rapid retreat now, but a time walk. Forward, dilation, slowing down this Drone Ranger. Shad, if he can keep up on it. Buyback coming in from the Ember Spirit. Celery trying to help out this Void to go to the RP, but it got silenced. The Gust goes out. Matumba, he takes out the O, turns the damage on to Boom, and a shackle shot comes in from Yapzor, locking down Shad. He just cannot get his hands on any of these heroes, and finally, as he does, he's got Toby to help him out as well, but Matumba, he's looking so tanky now. There's no help, and Shad is giving up on this, but all of his friends are dead. Toby's gonna fall, and Shad, he'll make his way back to the base, much like he did before, but at such a cost. It was 1 lane of barracks before, and now it could be 2 as Secret.
That could have been sick from Boom. He got a mid-cast animation.
Yeah.
That's 2 racks. Maybe 3. No buyback on either of these boards.
They've got the Chronosphere. Shad, he's just gonna kind of go for it, but every single time he approaches, it's a shackles, it's a silence. There's always something there to be able to slow him down. Now, Matumba Man's pretty far forward here. Shad Not going to go for the Chronosphere just yet, but they're losing their buildings pretty quickly. He's going to have to just throw it out soon as he's trying to beat on Matum, man. There goes the building. That's going to be Megas. Finally, he does throw out the Chronosphere, but he's been Yule Scepter mid-chrono. More damage coming in. A Shackle shot that.
He's
Toby's dead, and Shaq's just doing nothing at this point. His physical damage just looks pathetic against the power of Team Secret as they will take another 2-0 against VIKINGG. That makes them 8-0 against this team now since their loss to them at ESL One Los Angeles.
It's just so cool to watch, Cap. Like they're just so good. Ultimately, Viking, they have opportunities